Good morning everybody and happy Sunday to you. Today is Sunday the 19th of July 2020 and I think now everybody in the country is on summer holidays. School is out for the holidays. How fabulous. Well, it's a lovely sunny day in West Yorkshire. I don't know what the weather is doing where you are, but I'm looking at the window. We've got blue sky with little white fluffy clouds and just a very gentle breeze. It's a perfect day for drying your washing. It's also a very good day for gardens today, isn't it? Because that's the kind of weather that the garden's like. So, as always, we are going to light our candle, our Sunday candle, and talk to God. So let's get our candle. Here we go. And I've got my matches. And this morning, we're going to say a thank you prayer. I'm not going to pray for anyone. I'm going to say thank you this morning. I'm just lighting the candle now. There we go. Put those to one side so they're nice and safe. Right, and while we've got our candle, Father God, thank you for beautiful sunny days. Thank you for the blue sky and thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for the little white clouds that give us rain and water our gardens. Thank you for the breeze that refreshes us and cools us and helps us dry our washing. Thank you for all sorts of weather, and especially sunny days like today. Amen.
Amen.
Sometimes we just have to say thank you, don't we? Pop our candle there. Oh, it's got a bit of a black smoke going on today. So, do you remember last week we had a little experiment? Do you remember? And I and my beautiful assistant, we had 2 pots of mud and we put 3, do you remember what we put in them? Remember what, we put some seeds in. Do you remember what? Beans. We put 3 beans in each pot. And we decided that one pot we would look after and we would love and water and give it a nice sunny spot. And the other pot we would ignore. Because do you remember last week we were doing the parable about the seeds, weren't we? The good seed. So I haven't forgotten. Would you like to see the results? Okay. So this pot here, I've got one pot here. Can you just see there? You see that? Okay. And the other pot, look at that. Quite big, aren't they? So which pot do you think we looked after? And which pot do you think we ignored? Well, I'll tell you. This pot here, the one with the nice tall beans, every day I watered them. I had a little spray with my spray bottle. It's actually the snail's spray bottle. And I had it on the windowsill in our bedroom, so it was lovely and sunny and warm. And every day I said, "How you doing, beans? Are you doing all right?" And the earth was good and the earth was damp, so they had water to drink. They had good soil to give them the nutrients, and they had the sunshine coming through the window to make them grow. And they have grown quite tall, haven't they? And these little brown things that I've just pulled out of the soil, these are the seed casings. Now the other ones, I had put them in a corner in the dining room, and I didn't talk to them and I didn't water them. And they started growing to start with, but then they stopped because I hadn't given them that care and attention. And if you look, you can see they've still got their bean casings on top of them. Whereas these ones, they would grow so much, they push their casings off. But this soil, because I haven't watered it, I'll show you, just dust. See, it's dust. Lots of dust. And they can't grow like that, can they? I must admit, I feel really bad about not looking after these ones properly. So I think what we'll do now, is now our experiment's over, we will water these ones and we will talk to them and we'll say sorry to them. And hopefully they'll grow. But from our story, you see, look at the difference. The seed that fell on the good soil, it grew and grew. In fact, these ones are going to need a stick, aren't they, to keep, because they don't fall over. And these ones, well, they're a bit sad. It's a little bit like the seed that fell on the rocky ground. It started to grow, but then it didn't get any drinks and it shriveled up and died. Do you remember from the story? So we shall look after these ones now, shan't we? Yes. You never know, we might have some green beans. In fact, look, I'm going to do it now. Here's my spray bottle. There we go. That will start them off. I'm so sorry for not looking after you, but you were part of a very important experiment. Okay. So they've grown now. We'll have to bring them back next week and see what they're doing, won't we? That's brilliant. We're going to do a little bit more actually about gardening today, in an odd way. So we're going to read our story. Do you remember we said last week that Jesus tells stories and they're called parables? And a parable is a story that has a moral or a meaning to it. So Jesus is going to tell another one, and this one is about wheat and weeds. So Jesus told the crowd another parable. The kingdom of heaven is a bit like somebody planting his field with good seed. Well, we did that, didn't we? That was our good seed there. We looked after it. He's very happy because he's planted his field with good seed. But at night, when everybody is sleeping, his enemy creeps in and planted weeds among his seeds. And then he sneaks off again. So when the wheat starts to grow, the weeds start to grow as well. The servants then go to their master and they say, "Sir, didn't you just plant good seed in your field? So where have all the weeds come from?" When the master tells them that an enemy must have planted them, they say, "Shall we pull up the weeds?" But the master replies, "No, because if you pull up the weeds, you might pull up the wheat as well. Let them both grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time, I will send in the reapers, and then the weeds can be collected up into bundles and burnt, and the wheat can be harvested and put in the barn." And later, Jesus explained the parable to his disciples. "Listen carefully. This is the story of my world. The master is the Son of Man, and that's me. My friends are like the good seed, and my enemies are like the weeds that the devil has planted. And the harvest is like the end of time, and my angels are the reapers who will separate the wheat from the weeds in the field, and the good and the evil in the world. All the evil will be thrown away, like weeds on the bonfire, but the good will shine like the sun in God's kingdom." Oh, I like that story. That's a good one, isn't it? So how do we know? Sometimes we do that, don't we? We plant things and we've got these seeds. Well, I've got these seeds, but I don't know what they are because the labels come off them, and we have to wait to see what happens and what grows. We don't always know. Sometimes we're surprised. Sometimes we're disappointed. Well, I remember many, many years ago, somebody gave me some baby plants, little seedlings, and she says, "Oh, have some of these. I've got loads of them." So I grew them, and do you know what they grew into? Daisies, like the ones you get in the lawn. Daisies. So I had all these daisies that I'd actually planted in my garden, and I thought, well, that's disappointing, isn't it? Because daisies grow in the lawn, in the grass, but you wouldn't really want them in your border because they would be classed as weeds, which is a shame because daisies are so pretty as well. So yeah, you don't know what you're going to plant, and you don't always know who's around you. And sometimes when we're at school, we might not know who our real friends are, for example. We might have people that say that they're our friends, but maybe they're not our friends. Maybe you're having a birthday and everybody wants to be your friend because they know that you throw the best parties ever, and they really want to come to your party and that you want to eat your cake. So they say, "I'm your friend, I'm your best friend, I'm your BFF." But they're not, because when you need them, they might not be there. They might be no, I don't want to be bothered with that. It's too much hard work. Not really my friend. I was only saying that you were my friend because I wanted to go to your birthday party. And life's like that. And it's hard sometimes knowing, isn't it? Do you find that sometimes at school when some people say that you're friends and they're not really friends, and they might be nice to their faces but then say mean things behind their backs? Does that happen sometimes at school? Happens when you're a grown-up as well. It doesn't just go away. But grown-ups should know better, shouldn't they? So how do we know who's around? We don't. We just don't. But that's okay, because as Christians and kind people, you don't have to be a Christian to be kind, you know. So as a kind person, the best thing to do is be nice to everybody. Because it's not our choice, is it, who goes to God's kingdom? That's God's choice. It's nothing to do with us. What we can do is be the nicest people we can. So if you've got somebody at school who's just being a little bit mean, be nice to them. Hard, but you can do it, because I know you can do it because you're really good. Got a little pot of mud here, another pot of mud. We do like our pots of mud, don't we? So in this pot of mud, I've got some sticks. Do you see the sticks? They're just sticks, aren't they? Now, some of these are flowers. We've got to pretend now. Some of these are going to be flowers, and some of these are going to be weeds. And some of them, well, we haven't quite decided yet. But we won't know until we pull them up, because they need to grow. So on the ends of these sticks, I've put a little bit of colour. And there's some red ones, and some blue ones, and some plain ones. They haven't decided if they're good or bad yet. They're still thinking about it. But we can't tell. Can you tell which ones they are?
No.
Can you tell which ones have got the red on the end?
No.
Me neither. So how do we tell?
We pulled them up.
We pull them up. Would you like to pull one up, please?
Okay.
There you go. Lovely. Oh, what colour's that?
Bear.
It's a bear one. Look, do you want to hold it in front of the camera? Like that. There we go. Look, see, it's a bear one. There's no colour on that one. That one hasn't decided if it's going to be a weed or a wheat yet. Want to pull another one up?
Okay.
What colour's that one?
Blue.
Blue. Wonder what that is. Should we have that as a...
Yeah.
Which one? Weed or wheat?
Wheat.
Wheat. So the blue ones are going to be wheat. Can you see that's got a blue? But we didn't know, did we? Until we pulled it up. So far we've pulled up a plain one and a blue one. And we've still got some left. Do you want to pull another one up and see if we get any more colours? That one? What colour's that one?
Red.
Red. Do you want to hold it in front of the camera? Fabulous. There we go. Look. That's a red. It's got a little big lump of earth on the end there. I'm going to have to hoover again, aren't I? But yeah, that one is definitely red. Thank you. So that would be a weed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got a weed and some wheat and a plain one that hasn't quite decided. But like we said, under the ground we can't see because the colours are in there. If I pull the other ones up quickly, we'll see. Another blue one. Another blue one. A red one. And this one must be a plain one. Yeah, it's a plain one. See? But we didn't know what colours they were. So, like the farmer in the story, he had to wait because he didn't know what seeds they were. And he didn't know if they were going to grow into wheat or weeds. So he had to wait until they'd grown, and then he could make that decision which ones needed to go on the bonfire and which ones needed to be harvested and put in the barn for safekeeping. And like I was saying, when we're out and about, we don't always know. So the best thing is to be kind, and because there's so many different people around. It's like flowers and seeds, isn't it? We might have a packet of mixed seeds. We might have vegetables in there. We might have flowers in there. We might have weeds in there. We don't know. And it's very much like people that we go to school with. So look, we're going to make paper chains of people, dancing people. And you see how all the people are different. We've got girls and boys. I think that must be a boy because he has a beard. We have people with blonde hair, black hair, brown hair, orange hair. And they're all dressed differently. And I bet they've all got different thoughts as well, because nobody thinks the same. And that's just proving that we're all different. So we're going to make one of these, because this is it's just a quick activity, isn't it? So I'm going to get a piece of paper. Oh, these places on the floor. Here's our piece of paper. It's an A4, and I've chopped it long ways to make it thinner. And then we're going to concertina. So we're going to fold it like that way. And then we're going to turn it round and then fold it back on itself to make a concertina. And then we've done that. We're going to fold it round again, fold it, and then switch it over again. And I've got a little bit left at the end, so I'm going to chop that off because we don't need that little bit there. Right, so when you're done, it's going to look like that, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to put that together. Now, the thing when you're making paper chains like this, There's a really important thing is you need to make sure that at least their arms all join up so they're holding hands. If you don't, they will all fall apart. So what I'm going to do is very quickly with my piece of paper, I'm going to draw a head at the top. There's my head and a little neck, and then I'm going to draw arms. Now my arms are going to touch the sides of the paper. Can you see there? So they haven't really got hands, it's just kind of finished at their wrists, don't they? And then to make sure, I'm going to make sure their legs join up as well, which hasn't happened there. Oh dear, I'm saying one thing, I'm doing another, aren't I? Right. So there's, see, the legs are also touching the sides. Okay. Then I'm going to cut it out, but I'm only going to cut out, can I just borrow yours? Thank you. The bits that I've coloured in, these bits, so the white bit I'm not going to cut, and I'm not going to cut down the sides. Okay, I'm going to do it very quickly. You can tell if I'm concentrating. If I stick my tongue out, that means I'm concentrating. I think we all do that anyway. I might make his neck a little bit wider actually, I'm worried his head might fall off. Right, I'm going to go around his head. And then across his arms. Always got bits of every Sunday school or messy church. There's always bits on the floor. Always have to get the hoover out afterwards. So I think now I've got paper and mud on my carpet. Never mind. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. It's easily cleaned. Right, and then I'm going to chop out that bit there. There we go. There you go. There's the scissors. Do you want to do yours? Whoops.
Please.
Dropping the scissors. So now I've chopped out my little man. It could be a lady in trousers. And then if I unravel it, there we go, they're dancing people. And then what you can do is you can decorate them however you want. You could spend loads of time, you could stick things to them, because I haven't, all I've done is coloured mine in. See, I've coloured my little people in, and they're all different. Because I wanted to make them look different, because we are different in the world, aren't we? We have got people with blonde hair and light skin. We have people with dark hair and dark skin. We have so many different races and religions in the world, and we shouldn't miss anybody out. Now, I haven't coloured any of the skin tones in because I didn't have the right colours, and I didn't want to take away from the pictures and the smiles, because they've all got smiles. But if you look closely, they've all got different shaped noses. They've all got, some have got big noses, some have got little noses, and some have got spiky noses. Because we're all different, aren't we? And it doesn't. And the thing is, it doesn't matter what colour our hair is, what colour our eyes are, what colour our skin is. The most important thing is that we're all God's children. And you know what? That's basically it. We are God's children, and we should be kind to each other. And we shouldn't make that judgment of who is better than others. That's God to do, not us. And we should love each other and be as kind as possible to each other. How you doing? Mind your fingers.
I don't know if I've...
Oh, this is the big moment. She was very worried about doing this because last time she cut something out like this, it kind of didn't go quite as well as... Ah, that's brilliant. That's lovely. There we go. Look, she's got dancing people too. So, when you've done yours, if you colour yours in, why don't you stick some material to them? You just do them in card. You could stick some wool for the hair. You could put glitter on them or sequins. You could do whatever you wanted. I would love to see some pictures if you do them. That'd be lovely. So, and the thing is, we grow up. I'm just checking my book to make sure I haven't missed anything here. It says we grow up alongside people from all sorts of backgrounds and beliefs. Sometimes we don't get on with all of those around us, but we can still grow together. And that's just like the weeds growing with the wheat in the farmer's field, isn't it? And he said, let it grow together and God will sort it out at the end. And that's what we're going to do. So just remember, the most important thing from today, doesn't matter who you're with, be kind. Even if they're not being kind, you be the better person, you be kind. And let God make those judgments, not us. Should we say a quick prayer then? Yeah. Okay. We're going to put our hands together, and you can, anytime you want to say a prayer to God, you can do that. And you can pray to God for anything. You can say thank you, or you can ask for things, or you can ask for support. And sometimes you don't need to, because it's just in your heart and in your head, and God knows what it is that you need. So, hands together then. Lord God, thank you so much for this beautiful Sunday. Thank you for all the people around us. Thank you for those people that we grow with. Those people we grow with at school, or for the grown-ups at work. Thank you for making us all different as well. And thank you for giving us the ability to make us kind and love each other. And it's really important that we all grow along each side each other. And sometimes we won't like each other, but that's okay. We don't have to like everybody, as long as we try to be the best people we can. Thank you for making it me, and making everybody else, everybody else. It's great that we are all different, yet all your children. Please keep us safe this coming week, Lord God, and keep us happy, and give us lots of things to do now that the holidays are here. And please make sure that the teachers and all the other grown-ups that have been teaching us can have a little bit of a rest. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
I think that's really important to say, because I know I've been doing homeschooling. I'm exhausted. I really am. It's been hard work, and I know you're tired. So today we've been making a list of all the things we would like to do in the summer holidays. And we haven't finished it yet. But so far we've got camping in the garden, baking cakes, going to the cinema, going to the museums. But we'll have to see if all these things are going to be open or not, because we've got 7 weeks before we go back, because we're not going back until September, are we? So have a lovely afternoon, everybody. If the sun is shining where you are, enjoy that sunshine. Go do some gardening, go plant some seeds. See if you can be the good farmer who looks after his crop, just like God and Jesus look after us. Well, have a lovely day, and thank you for watching. Don't forget, please share with people if you want to. We hope you do, because, you know, the Bible, fabulous stories, best book in the world. Get it shared. All right, have a lovely day, everybody. Bye.